What's up, world? Roger coming back to you here. Now, I just left downtown Miami, and as you may be able to guess, I am just locked in traffic. Like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get home. Like, I'm just waiting it out, I guess. And I'm on the express lane, by the way, so like, that tells you something, and you can see how slow it's moving. Whatever. So today we're gonna talk a little bit more about real estate. What are the requirements in order for you to get your license, and a little bit about the requirements. This is, by the way, it's on the test, so just make sure you pay attention to this. How to apply for your license. Like, what do? Okay, you want to be a licensed agent. Okay, first of all, you have a couple requirements. First, you need your social security. You need it. Like, there's nothing around it. Two, you need to be at least 18 years old. 3, you need to have your high school diploma or a GED. And 4, you need to be, this is actually pretty important, you need to have a reputation for fair dealing. You have to be trustworthy and honest. I mean, it's that, Basically, you have to be trustworthy. So if you have any form of criminal background or any background of some sort, submit it. You're not going to get disqualified. Just let them know. Make sure that you're honest. You tell the truth up front, because when you tell these type of things up front, it usually doesn't hurt you as well as it would, like, to conceal it. Don't conceal it. Just let them know, and they'll be cool with it. Now, how does it work? You decide you want to be a real estate agent. That's great. So you submit an application to Florida, and you apply to get your fingerprint scanned. So the application's about $50. Your fingerprint's about $75, and that's when you apply to a school. Now you can apply to it's called the FREC, Florida Real Estate Course. Either one, of course. You can do it through a school, through online. You can do it through your college, depending on, if your college provides this type of courses. It has to be an accredited class. That's a big thing. The classes are 63 hours. It's a 63-hour course. You're gonna have an exam. The exam, you need to get at least 70% right, and for the state exam is 75% right. So it's not too much of a difference. Just make sure you pass it. Make sure all your stuff is together. And 2 weeks prior to your graduation from the class, apply for the state exam. Why am I saying 2 weeks before? Because it takes time. It takes time for approval. The state has to get back to you. So you don't want to have a big buffer time between your graduation and the actual exam. So you want to make sure you do it on time. So as soon as you want the information to be fresh on your memory. So make sure you do it quick, and you'll be good to go. Submit everything and you'll be fine. Take your classes and you'll be good. Now, you do not have to be a resident of the state of Florida, or live in the state of Florida for that matter, to get your Florida license. You can live somewhere else. You just have to apply for your Florida license, and you'll be able to get it depending if you fit the other requirements. Now, this is a brief history, right? In 1923, the first real estate license law was enacted. That's in Florida. In 1925, the first commission was formed. This is the FREC, or the Florida Real Estate Commission. In 1941, the Florida Real Estate License Law was enacted, and it was put into the Florida statutes as Chapter 475. In 1993, the DVPR was formed. Now, what is the DVPR? It's the Division of Business and Professional Regulations. Okay, as you may know, Chapter 475 was enacted to protect the public. It also states that any services relating to real estate require a licensed professional. The services include auctioning, counseling, listing, buying, selling, renting, selling, as far as timeshares, and just regular commercial and residential property. So you need an active license if you're going to perform any services of real estate. Mutual recognition. Remember, Florida has an agreement with different states, including Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, Connecticut, Indiana, Mississippi, Nebraska, and Oklahoma. This means that if you hold an active license in any of these states, you do not have to take the pre-licensing 63-hour course. You only have to take a 40 question exam, and you must of course score above 75%. How do you obtain your broker's license? Well, you must be active under one or more broker for at least 24 months before applying for the course and then the exam. Employment under an owner-developer does not count. Also, if you're transferring from another state, this experience also counts in order for you to obtain your broker's license. Now, your pre-licensing course, known as FREC1, you must complete a 63-hour approved course and pass both the school and state exam. Now, there are some exceptions. Graduates from a 4-year college with a degree on real estate and any Florida attorney who is in good standing with the Florida bar may be exempt from taking the 63-hour pre-licensing course. Now, this means not the exam, just the 63-hour course. Your post-licensing course. Before your first license renewal within your 2 years, a post-licensing course, which is 45 hours, is required, and you must score with at least 75%. Now, this course is required. It cannot be skipped. Obviously, this course must be completed prior to your license expiration date. Failure to complete this requirement will void your license. You'll have to commence again at the 63-hour course. After first renewal, a licensee must take a 14-hour continuing education course every 2 years in order for you to renew your license. Now, going back a little bit to the post course. If you fail to take this, your license will be void, meaning that you have to begin all the way at the start. You cannot say you're sorry. There's no exemptions to this. So if you fail to take your post-licensing course or the 45-hour class, it will be void, not inactive, completely void. So make sure before your 2 years are up or your first licensing renewal, take your post-licensing course. It is a must. Now, CE courses or continuing education classes. If a licensee fails to partake in a 45-hour course, your license will be automatically placed in an involuntary inactive status, meaning that you're not completely out of business, but you cannot perform until you get your license up to date. Exemptions. Now, there are always some exceptions to this rule, but it's only for active Florida attorneys in good standing with the Florida bar. They are exempt from this course. In the last slide, in order to pass the state exam, you must score at least 75%. This qualifies you to hold an inactive license, and once your employer submits it to the division or the DVPR, it will automatically activate. Finally, if you decide to apply for your broker's license and wish to remain in the sales force, you can. You can remain in your current brokerage and perform as a broker associate. If you would like to open your own branch, you can do so now as a full broker. Now guys, I hope this slide should help you a little bit more. I'm not that tech savvy, so I'm going to look for ways to upload this slideshow in order for you guys to be able to download it and study in your own time. I really hope this video helped you guys out, and of course stay tuned till next week. Thank you guys again, and I hope this really helped you guys out. Also remember to click like and subscribe. Thanks again guys.